Hi, welcome to Narrowway Plumbing and Heating. In this DVD, we've spent time talking to 4 of my customers who have put in high-efficiency forced hot water gas heating systems. And we've done this by interviewing them in their own homes. I've asked Alicia to come and do the interview with me at their individual homes. Hi, Alicia.
How are you?
Thanks for giving me a hand with this.
No problem. I really enjoyed interviewing the homeowners, and what was really interesting to me was how easily they answered the questions, although they had no prior knowledge of what the questions would be.
Well, that's something I really appreciate you helping me, and let's get busy and get at it.
Okay. What were your motivating concerns in your decision to switch to a high-efficiency gas system?
So I talked to a bunch of people, including Narrowway, and looked at a lot of web research too on what the best systems were and what the choices were, and so that was very helpful. So knowing Matt's reputation and how solid he did with his work really inspired me, and then he also answered a lot of questions.
And what were your expectations in making this investment, and how well did the system meet those expectations?
Wasting a lot less heat, and also being quieter, and take up a lot less space. I got rid of an ancient oil boiler. I got rid of the oil tank, and it's made it for much nicer downstairs. So it really has met my expectations to run very, very smoothly. No problems at all.
What were the determining factors that influenced you to hire Narrowway Plumbing and Heating to install this important investment?
Looked at options that cost a lot less, including from the gas company, but then it sounded like the people they hired to put them in might not be that dedicated. They were sort of subcontracted. And everything I read said the most important thing about these somewhat delicate machines is to have them put in right. And if you put them in wrong, it's going to be a mess, and you're going to spend a lot of time fixing it later. So for me, knowing that it'd be done right was a huge factor.
Here we are at David Webster's basement, and the new boiler that we put in is called the Trinity Combi Unit. And the reason it's called the Combi Unit is because it does both the heating system, the radiators that heat the various rooms, as well as the domestic hot water, which is this little transfer plate that's right in the corner of the unit right here to heat the domestic hot water for washing dishes, taking a shower, and so on. All of the combustion takes place in this small chamber right here, and it's a sealed combustion where it receives air from outside, comes in, goes through a fan unit that mixes with the gas, and there's combustion happening in a specialized chamber here, and then the flue gases come right out and exhaust out the side of the house. You can see the temperatures are quite low because the exhaust is actually made out of plastic.
What were your expectations in making this investment, and how well did the system meet those expectations?
My major expectation was to decrease the amount of gas that we use for heating, both for heating the house and domestic hot water. And domestic hot water was a concern, and I knew that I would definitely want to do something about it. And also the heating, the winter heating of the house, the amount of gas that we use now certainly is much less than what we did in the past. And we just feel as comfortable. It has been one of the best experiences we had. They were absolutely up to the point, very knowledgeable, very well informed. Any little detail that was on the way was resolved very promptly.
NTI Trinity boiler. And this boiler has been set up, does both domestic and heating for the house, but it has 3 separate zones for different parts of the house. And that's why you have these 3 pumps. Each pump is controlled by a separate thermostat and provides heat independently to the specific areas of the house. Zoning a house is always a good idea to help conserve energy costs as well. The boiler. Also, the hot water heater. All combined into one small compact unit.
Well, one of my neighbors installed the same system about a year before we did. So we had a chance to talk with him, look at his installation, and we're pleased with what we were told and what we saw. The energy savings is significant. I did calculations indicating that while the cost of energy went up 10% the first year, our bill dropped by 20%.
Wow.
And the second year, another, even more, it was 25%.
Wow.
Hello, this is another Trinity boiler here, and as you can see, they fit in tight spaces. This is a combi unit. It has a domestic hot water plate right here, which provides the domestic hot water as well as the circulating heating for the central heating system.
Mr. Rooney, what were your motivating concerns in your decision to switch to a high-efficiency gas system?
Well, I had oil heat, and the boiler seemed to be reaching the end of its life. The second was that because it was right when oil started, to go up, that they were offering rebates to convert to a high efficiency, and so that helps with the higher efficiency. It helps the payback on the boiler. So, and then I find out you also have a federal income tax rebate. So by the end of the day, I think I made money on it.
Wow.
That's not true.
And now, what were your expectations in making this investment, and how well did this system meet those expectations?
We had trouble, and maybe because the boiler was reaching the end of its life. One shower that the water was running out. I got 2 girls, so Matt suggested putting in a high efficiency that would be almost. It's not on demand, but it seems like it responds that way. It has enough. They can take showers one right after another and not run out. Turns out the heating costs went down 1/3, and while it was, if I still had oil, it would probably have doubled.
Right.
So
Tremendous
it
amount.
was a huge savings there.
That's good.
I know that Matt is very fair.
That's good. The last question is, if you had this opportunity to make the decision again, is there anything you would have done differently, or you would have changed?
Probably just done it earlier.
Yeah.
We put up with the heating system for quite a while, and I wouldn't have done anything differently. No, if I was going to install it tomorrow, I'd call Matt and I'd ask him what the options are. And
Okay. Great. Those are all the questions.
well,
Thank you very
thanks.
much.
I appreciate it. Thanks.
Well, here we have a Baderis boiler. This is the heating boiler itself, and it's combined with a tank on the side, which is an indirect water heater. This provides the hot water to the house. It has a storage capacity, so it's not an instantaneous heater, but it does work off of the boiler itself, right here. Now this white unit is the exterior casing to the boiler, and if I am successful at lifting this cover off, you can see the inside workings of it. So here you have the heating unit itself. The air comes in from outside, comes through this blower, is mixed with the gas, and the combustion happens right in here. This is almost like a little engine itself. After the combustion, the flue gases come up and go outside, as with the other equipment that we looked at. Now, the piping for this comes off here, has a separate zone for the hot water heater, and the heating zones are all tied in over on this side where the old boiler used to be. We have 4 independent heating zones, actually 5 zones that are serving the heat in various parts of the boiler. So this is the pipe-in arrangement from the old boiler, and we just connected right onto it from the new boiler location over here. I hope these testimonials will help you in your decision-making process to upgrade to high-efficiency gas equipment. Call Narrowway Plumbing. We are always interested in answering any questions regarding the proper equipment for your situation. Thank you for your time.